Hi, this is Tony Javier, founder and CEO of Professional Home Buyers. And what I'd like to do in this video is to show you exactly how you can take advantage of our rent-to-own program and get into a home quickly without having to jump through hoops and having to qualify with the bank. So let's get into it. Okay, so one of our great benefits is that you don't have to wait 30, 45, 60, 90 days or even a year to get your credit fixed and get everything perfect to where you can move into a home. We can actually get you qualified and get you moved in as little as 3 days. With all of our homes, our rent-to-own program will give you a fixed price on the home. So while we're working with you in other facets to help you get financing on the purchase of the home, your price stays the same. So with the economy and the way it is, prices are pretty much at a low right now. So get into our program and you can actually benefit from the appreciation of the property instead of your landlord. We also will give you monthly credits on your monthly payments that go towards your purchase price and or your down payment. Typically this is about 12% of your payment, which is actually more than you would get from a mortgage company. On a 30-year note, you would typically get anywhere from 5 to 10% of the payment that actually goes towards the principal, whereas we give you 12%. Now, credit is usually required. There are some cases where if you have other things that can compensate for not having credit, we can get you approved. In fact, sometimes no credit is better than bad credit, and there are loans out there where you can actually prove that you have good payment history from other trade lines and get approved quickly without having to spend months or years to build your credit. Now, there is a down payment required, okay? We're not just going to let somebody live in our home and try and take advantage of our program without having something invested. Even if you go get a loan right now, chances are you're going to have at least 3.5% down, and most people actually need at least 20% down to qualify. Well, with our program, we require the minimum down of 3.5%. Of course, you have to meet requirements in order to get to that 3.5%, but we can get you in with 3.5% down. Now, there's an application as well. In fact, if you look at the other video on this website, you can go through and see our application process and exactly how it works. First, you need to pre-qualify. Then you need to send us your credit report. We analyze your credit report, and we can get you approved pretty quickly. Follow the simple and easy steps to our application process and get approved in days, if not hours. We also help you with your credit throughout the whole situation. So if you look at the credit part of this program and see the video on this page, we're going to show you exactly how we work with your credit and other entities to help your credit get where it needs to be. Sometimes you're only 30 days away from doing just a couple things to your credit and actually getting approved for a loan. So by getting your credit report, we can actually analyze it and say, okay, here's just a couple things you need to do to get approved. Maybe it's paying down a credit card, maybe it's getting a judgment off your record. There's little things you can do to your credit to get your credit score substantially approved. And we do have a program called Fix for Equity where you can walk in with equity. And even properties that are in good condition, you can still walk in with equity because sometimes, if you catch us before we put it on the market and we can get you into the property before we start marketing the property, spending time and energy and all that to find a buyer, you can actually get a reduced amount on the property for doing that. So you'll have to check out our website for coming soon properties and give us a call before we finish those properties. So that's a rundown of how our program works. Now I've got different videos on this page and on this website that are going to show you everything that I've talked about so far. So hopefully you look at those videos, you'll give us a call, and we will talk to you here very soon.